Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you how to use the /player command. It's the command that I use and recently opened up the permissions for everybody on the server to be able to use with regards to spawning in like fake players or bots to farm or to AFK at your farms for you. So, you know, if you have a bad PC and you can't handle a certain farm, you can still AFK at your farm. So this tree farm, for example, crashes some people's computers. So what they could do is they could spawn a robot up here and tell it to place a sapling on an interval or continuously. I didn't know zombies could spawn up here. It could tell the bot to spawn, put a sapling down automatically, and that will keep the tree farm going on its own. So my point is you can make it do more complex things than just sit there. Guess I lost a torch somewhere. Okay, so for example, I'm actually going to start the tree farm because we have some bone meal left over. Sorry, my mind's a bit foggy right now. Day's been going a bit. I'm just a little tired. We have some bone meal left over here, enough to last maybe 2 to 3 hours of AFKing, and we're done with oak down there. We've got got one double chest full of boxes of oak and about another half, but we can use a bit more spruce because that's in high demand. So I'm gonna have the tree farm bot run this farm for us for a couple hours today. Okay, so the first thing to even spawn one in, you can see in the tab screen I actually have one already online, the bone meal farm. The first step to spawn one in is to type /player, and it's a carpet command, so we have the carpet mod on our server, or if you have it on client side you can use it in single player world. It's called the carpet mod, made by I think Nembon. It's on CurseForge. You can find it pretty easy. Just search carpet mod Minecraft, and you start up with the /player, and then you're going to type in a name for the player. The only thing you cannot do is pick a name that is already taken by a real player, one that's on the server. So I can do like Mumbo Jumbo because he's not on the server, right? He's not a player on our server. But I couldn't do Canoeor because he is on our server, and the reason for that is because the game will think that he is logging in at that location, and it will literally move him here. And if I, kill him or take some stuff out of his inventory, he's going to basically be altered by that, like the real Canoeor will be. So it does change the server's files for like what real players have in their inventory. So if a real player named Bone Meal Farm ever joined the server, they're like they wouldn't spawn at spawn. They'd spawn at wherever Bone Meal Farm logged off last. So you know what I mean. So the only thing is you can't spawn players that have the same name as people on our server because it will mess with their files and their data and stuff. Oh, that was bad. That could have been very bad. Very bad start to the video. I think it's going to be fine, but I'll just quickly say why that was bad. So there was a sapling still in there, and it was oak. And if it was anything else, I wouldn't be worried, but I literally turned off the oak mode because we were about to do spruce. But I should have broken the sapling in there, because if that had grown into like one of those oaks with monster branches and stuff, it could have broken... Wait a minute, I think it did break it. Didn't? No, it didn't. It could have broken the walls of this tree farm, then I would have had to rebuild it and make the video another time. But it should be good now because it made a short oak. Anyway, we don't want oak mode. That block just prevents the oaks from growing big. So when it was up, the oak could have grown big and broken the farm. We don't need to worry about that though for the spruce because they just grow straight. So I'm gonna type /tree farm /player tree farm, and then to make him spawn in the world, you're gonna type spawn, and he's gonna spawn in your location, looking in the place you were looking. Now with tree farm, you can see he's got stuff in his hand. I've used him before, so he still has his inventory data saved. I'm going to give him a spruce sapling though. So let's tell him to. You can give him all types of commands, but everything has to start with /player and then the bot's name. See, these are all the options you have. For example, if I want him to drop all of his stuff in his hand right now, which I do because I want him to stop using oak, I'm going to tell him to drop that oak sapling stack, and I'm going to give him some spruce saplings. He's going to pick it up, and if I tell him to place one, so it would be /player tree farm use. Yeah, use. So like the way you'd use an ender pearl or a rocket or a block. And keybinds in the settings, it's called use to place a block. So that's why it's use and not place. If I tell him to use a block, I have him aimed carefully at this observer, so he's going to place it against that observer, which is on this dirt block. And if I tell him to place it continuously, that will make sure that he is always trying to place one there. Because right now, if I told him to place one, he can't because there's one already there. If I tell him again, he'll do it. If I tell him to do it continuously, he just instantly put it back. We'll play around with an interval one in a sec, but I'm going to leave tree farm here to do some good work. If I turn this on, yep. There we go, it's working. So what's happening is I gave him the command to use the saplings continuously. So he's placing a sapling there as often as he can, which is as fast as the farm can handle. And yeah, the farm is taking in the logs and slowly switching to spruce from oak, which is what we were doing before. Real quick before I go show you another thing you can do with the /player command, I'll go down here and show you how much wood we've got. This is how much oak we have. It's quite a lot. And that was from about a day of AFKing with the oak. The spruce, I think, makes a bit more because it's more logs per sapling. And each sapling takes the same amount of time. So that's why you get a bit more spruce per hour than oak per hour if you're running the different saplings in this farm. Okay, so I'm going to leave, and I can do that, and it won't break because the tree farm, the bot, they act like normal players. They're loading chunks, they're loading redstone. The game is recognizing that it should be running those chunks when those players are in them, even though they're fake players. And I'll actually go fly to the bone meal farm and show you what's going on over there. Because he's not doing anything special. He is just sitting there. He's not placing any blocks. He's just sitting in an AFK room. I think it's around here somewhere. Here it is. This is the bone meal farm. And looks like it's going pretty good. Yeah, I just have him sitting in the corner. So for this one, I just typed /player bone meal farm spawn, and I left him there. And all it does is just keeps these redstone bits loaded, because if they unload, the farm will break. It's broken like 4 times. Some people on the server already know this, but it's not fun to fix this one. The only thing I will say about, like, if you're not sure whether or not you need to use a bot to AFK to farm, go by the rule of thumb. Like, if your PC, if you think you can handle it and the farm won't crash your computer, then you can AFK there. As long as it's not overnight when the server restarts, because then it will break anyway when you log off and the server kicks you off. If you think the farm will kick you off because or it'll make you crash because your PC can't handle it, use a bot. Be safe, use a bot, because some farms, if they're unloaded, like if all players left this farm right now and unload, the game's gonna freeze everything, but some things are gonna be like in the middle of operating, and then when you reload them, they're gonna not work right. They're gonna be out of sync and it's gonna break the farm. Normally this makes stone. For example, when it's broken, you'll know because it'll start making cobblestone. And with this farm, that breaks it because you can't turn cobblestone into moss, but you can with stone. So it's just one example of how using a farm that breaks when it is unloaded, what it looks like and what can happen when you do that. And that's why I use a bot for this farm, because it's too unreliable to use most people's accounts. Like my computer could handle it, and I've AFK'd here before, no problem. But for example, I gently did the other day, and she just got real unlucky with it. It crashed her in like a couple minutes, so, or maybe it was silver, I can't remember. But yeah, just it's never bad to just be safe and spawn a bot, and then just remember to when you're done using the bot, come back, and we'll show you what happens when you need to get rid of them. I'm just gonna slide in here real quick. If you need to get rid of them, you're just gonna type /player, the player's name, and then kill. It's not actually gonna kill them. I don't think. Yeah, it's not gonna count as a death like it would if I, physically killed him. Let's type farm/kill. He's gonna leave the game. If I want to put him back, which I do, I just do that. Now let's say I did want to kill him, or I just wanted to see what would happen if I do that. It's going to just kick him from the game. It'll say I killed him, which is the only difference. He was slain by Anthony Skull. It kicks him anyway, because it's a robot. It's not real. It's not going to respawn. And that does actually give it a death that way to do it. So there's two ways you can kick the bots. You can actually physically kill them, or you can type /kill. Note that if they had anything in their inventory, if you keep inventories off, they will just spew their items everywhere when you kill them. They also spawn in with momentum from when they were last moving. So if I have, let's say I have punch, or I have knockback on the sword, so if I have /player bone, or actually I'll just show you. If I light him on, we'll do this. Okay, so if I was to crit him right now, he'd do that. He'd die. Oh, he wouldn't. Nope. Alright, I messed that up, but he'll still be on fire when I respawn, then I'll show you. /player. Okay, apparently I don't know what I'm talking about. Let's try this again. I promise it'll work this time. They spawn in with the same momentum they had when they last logged off, so. Okay, so he instantly died, but if I spawn him in right now, he should be going that way. See that? It's just like, this is like a fun bit of information for you. Anyway, I'm gonna leave him there because I want to AFK at this farm. It's already made 2 boxes of bone meal in the last like 10 minutes, which is what I need. This is how I restock the tree farm, because the tree farm uses about 6 boxes an hour, I think, 5 6 boxes, and then this farm makes like 8 to 9 an hour. So make a little profit running this farm. Okay, I think I was gonna go to the raid farm and show you the final thing that I use this mod for. And I'm going the wrong way. I can never remember which side of the boat road the scaffolding's on. Okay, the raid farm is just down here. Jesus. It's this emerald path. You can also just take the tunnel like a normal person. Note for this, you will, it might be a bit harder for people who don't have access to commands to use this one, which sounds bad, or confusing maybe, because you're like, well, I have access to /player command, The thing with the raid farm is you need Bad Omen, right? So how do you get Bad Omen on something that can't go hunt down a pillager at the outpost? I do /effects give raid farm Bad Omen, but you guys aren't allowed to do that. So what I would recommend for that is I'll just show you, I guess, what I would do for that. It might be a bit hard, but what the oh, I think I put those there. Oh, I got it. I know what you could do. Okay, so scratch that. We don't need to do the complicated thing. You can come in with Bad Omen. You can start the farm. So let's just pretend I have Bad Omen, okay? Let's pretend I have Bad Omen. I just started a raid, and actually you need to use this sword for this farm. And I think I have the right timer set up. Yeah, I do. Okay. So that's going to start the raid. So you just use the farm normally for like a little bit. You start it up, and then if you want to AFK it, I'll show you what to do in a second. So you probably shouldn't use this one with your PC either. It gets pretty hard on the server and your PC with all the entities. And honestly, I'm not going to leave this one running like I am with the Bone Meal Tree Farm because of 2 reasons. We have enough here already of the stuff we want, and also it's combined with the other 2 farms, it's like really bad for the MSPT. Okay, so I'm going to stop because we've run it for a little bit. And at this point, yeah, I've already got so much crap. This farm is really good. Okay, at this point what you do is, okay, there's a couple banner guys in there. That's good. Or just one. Yeah, there we go. That's the next wave that's gonna fall down. You, go in here with your player, and you spawn in. Make sure you're looking at this armor stand. This is just this farm in particular, by the way. Player, I just do raid farm. Spawn. Okay, and I'm gonna give him this sword. That's the special sword for this farm. It doesn't have fire aspects or knockback, because that will break the armor stance and break the farm. So what I'm going to do for this, notice this sign is instructing you to only use your sword every 30 game ticks, which is 1.5 seconds. That's because if you go faster than that, the farm won't work right. This farm is very particular, I know, but it's very worth it to abide with these rules, because this thing makes like, I think 200,000 emeralds per hour. No, not per hour. I think it's 100,000 per hour, but it's still insane. It's like 1 double chest of boxes in an hour. Yeah, we love this farm. So what you're gonna do to make him attack, it's similar to the at the tree farm where I told the bot to use something continuously. It's similar to that, but instead I'm gonna say attack, because right, that's the equivalent to a player that'd be using your left mouse button, so your right mouse button. To attack versus to use. So I'm going to say attack, and instead of continuous, because that would just be like spamming, which will actually break the armor stand probably. That doesn't give you like the power, like sweeping hits that we need on this farm. So we're going to do interval, because we do want it to repeat. Once wouldn't be right, that's the default. So the second, or the last parameter here you need to give it is the time frame with which to repeat the attack. And it measures it in game ticks. That's why I have it on the sign there. 30 game ticks, so people can remember what to put here. So this is basically saying that the player raid farm will attack with whatever he's holding, whatever he's looking at, every 30 game ticks. He'll attack once. So you just attack once. Every 1.5 seconds he's going to do that. He's going to hit the armor stand, and he's going to keep spawning in raids. I think. So I normally just give the bot Bad Omen, but it might not work. Nope, looks like it's working. Yeah, okay, it's good. So this is how I'd use this farm. You come in with Bad Omen, get some stuff in there, then set up the AFK bot and he'll keep it going for you. Yeah, look how many items come from this thing. This is why I wouldn't AFK here. Because eventually you get like dozens of raids spawning at once. See, this is like several waves spawning in like 3 seconds. That's how this farm works. It does many at once. And eventually you have like hundreds of mobs down here falling at once. And the amounts of items are just... The XP builds up too a little bit right here. And he's probably like level several hundred just from this farm. So yeah, that's crazy. Anyway, when you're done with this guy, we need to keep the sword, so I'm going to tell him to stop. This is a very important command, /player name stop. That just stops whatever he's doing, because sometimes he's like doing something you don't want him to do, and it's like it's going to be harder to like block him in or kill him or whatever. So just type /player raid farm stop, and he will, if he's moving, he'll stop moving. If he's hitting something, he'll stop doing that, etc. So in this case, I want him to stop hitting the armor stand because I want the farm to stop. So I want him to come out of here, so I'm actually going to kill him. It doesn't really kill him, though, if I use the command, right? So he'll still have all his items if I do /player spawn. He's still here now. That's how I get him out of a difficult place if I don't want to. You can make him look somewhere. I'm going to say look down because I want him to drop that so I can have it. Because I need the sword to put it back in here. And I'm just going to kill him because we don't need AFK here right now. And I would say you can fly away to despawn all these guys, but you don't really have to because they can't see you. And it might just make it easier for the next person to get the farm started running if there's people already in the kill chamber. Okay, so I'm just going to run through this again real quick. There are other things in here, and you're free to experiment with them. Just like see what you can do with them. I'm not going to go over everything, but the ones I have gone over today are the ones that I use the most and are probably the most useful for you as well. All the farms we have can be AFK'd with them, so I'd say it's definitely worth your time to learn how to use this command. And especially if your PC has trouble running stuff with a lot of entities, because it will be worth it in the long run. You don't want to be crashing these farms that are kind of complicated and having to fix them every time you need to use them. It's at that point it's not even worth it. It's just go out and grind them yourself at that point. So anyway, that's all. If you have any questions, I guess yeah, hit me up on Discord. I think I got everything. Let me think. I might do a tutorial for like a more in-depth one for this farm, and then some of the other, like the tree farm, the complicated ones that break and stuff. So I think we're done here. So yeah, thanks for watching. This might have been a bit long, but I'm not going to edit it because I don't really care. You can skip around. Whatever. Thanks for watching. See ya.